All right, peoples, we are here with 𝗲𝗓, checking out the A220, and he's going to tell you a little bit about it, and we're going to get to test it out.
All right, well, so there's a 220. You can, if you'd like, you can do a cabin walkthrough, exterior walkthrough. You can look at the model yourself. I can tell you the binds on the keyboard for you to explore and do that. I think you can move the sunshade around the wheel. Try it. Go forward. One sec. Try this.
Oh,
yeah. Drag it. Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You can open the door as well. Oh. He's outside.
I'm going the wrong way.
He's trying to see the rivets.
There you go.
You can click on the curtain to open that as well.
Are they in the curtain?
Yeah. This is modeled after the Korean Air cabin. So.
Yeah, that's nice.
Openable bins. You can click on the
Oh, of course.
Shades here. Not that one. I have to duplicate them, but yeah. The shades will be openable, all of them. So
that's cool.
Tray tables, lavatories.
A tray table and lavatory? Hold on. We got a flushable toilet.
We don't have the sound, but we will be able to flush it. Yeah.
Okay, so it will be studied.
It will be studied.
It will be studied. Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. Exactly.
If it does not have a flushable toilet, it's not air.
That is very true.
Can't fly with Jackson.
I look for systems.
There you go.
You can't email.
So,
Oh, that's nice.
it's kind of a visual gimmick, but it adds to immersion.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, so you actually can just unlock it and drop it. Hey, that's
You unlock the latch and then you can
I enjoy when Murph goes on here. It's 2D one of the time.
Where's that?
A2A. That and hydraulics still here. He makes some really quality.
Yeah, it's one of the best models I've seen in the sim. Like it's very accurate.
That's the best.
Wait, that's a good picture. I might actually use that for promotion. Hold on.
Hey, I'm telling you, I can put a thumbnail again. Just let me know. Just let me know.
He cooked. Where's the print? There you go. Took a screenshot of that.
There you go. Because the keybinds are all over the place. I don't know how to use it.
You should know how to do a proper walk, okay?
You want me to check the PLT and everything?
All right. So we're gonna start with the. So go to the overhead panel. The two round switches of the batteries. Yeah. Click it. There you go. You can scroll as well.
Okay.
External power. And look down on screens. So one thing you notice is not like a 320 where you have the screens flashing and like going crazy for a little bit. It's very composed. So first you're gonna have the PFD start in a reverted state. As it does its little self-test, and then it's gonna shift over here and as AC power from the external power powers the other components, you're gonna have the other displays come online as well. So there you go. So now that's up. So start the APU. We're gonna look at the electrical system for a second. So just move it all the way to start. It's gonna go back to run later. So if you go to if you press Syn here, you'll see Synaptic pages. These are like the ECAM pages equivalent of an Airbus. You can see like air, door, elec. So go to elec. So on the status page right now, the door says closed. Now it's open. We can go outside, and I think sound should kick in soon.
Yeah, we don't have the door hooked up yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
So this is still the first pass of sounds, but we're still working on iterations for this. So it's very early preview.
Still sounds pretty good. It's not bad.
Yeah. It's done by Echo19, and every sound is placed exactly where it should be. So.
So like the surround sound?
Yeah, surround sound works. If you ever have headphones and you hear the whale sound, you feel the rumble. So back in now, you see the APU's online. It turned on the gradient, and now it's disconnected from the bus between the external power and the APU generator. So we can turn off the external power, and it should disconnect. And now the APU is powering the components. So APU is now on. Next thing is we have full Navigraph integration. So if we go into data here, Mike. So, do you have a SimBrief flight plan on right now, or I think I was telling people to do one yesterday.
I can make one real quick.
Okay, sure. Let's see if it works. Yeah.
Oh wait, on my phone. Never mind.
All right, you're good. So you can just put in your own flight plan. So you can first input using the scratch pad. So you can type in KATL. So, and that's the MKP. So that's where you're gonna see your input before you put it in. Now you're gonna take the cursor and put it in there.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
And you can go to it like wherever you want.
Will this use the Windling FMS? And,
Well, you could bind it, but that's an A320 FMS, and I'm sure some components can be hooked up. That's grayed out for now because there's yeah, you can click execute.
Okay.
Play this.
nice
So.
to use things that have some common.
So you know how we use a scratch pad to type it in? To make it easier, we also have a new keyboard input method. So every time you press tab, a circle appears around the cursor. Now that disables any sim input. So I can't move my camera around, I can't do anything. I can just only type. So I can do KSLC through my keyboard, so it's faster that way. And then I can put it in. Tab again to get out of that mode. Departures, you can choose whatever you want.
What's the...
It's very nice because it has like a nice comprehensive FMS, kind of like a 350 or a 380, but it's a regional jet.
Yeah,
so.
that's kind of cool.
And arrivals, you can put in one for. It takes a second, so it registered the click going. It's gonna pop in a second. Yeah, there you go. Sweet. You can click done first and then exit. Yeah.
Oh, done and then.
Okay, that's fine.
That's what the NG should have done.
Okay.
And you can go to route. And we have a discontinuity here, so just type this into here. So type 𝗵𝗍𝗍𝗍, and you can put it into then to clear the discontinuity.
Right here?
Yep. And you can execute that and go. On the 220 on the ground, the flight plan, like if you look at this, so every turn is very sharp. Or like it's not exactly like how it should be. It's not as curved as it should be, but that's because it uses your current airspeed to kind of generate the curves. So as you're flying in the air with a different airspeed, the LNAV calculation is going to adjust the curves accordingly.
Currently, it's just like set to some number that I picked at random.
Yeah. But the flight plan management works as intended. So you know.
We had that airspeed stuff working, but it was running like pretty often in a loop, and it could have caused performance issues. So until we optimized.
This is the plane pre-optimization. So whatever you're seeing is like this is before any model optimizations.
That looks really smooth.
Yeah.
This all running off the laptop?
Yeah, this is off the laptop. This laptop is running a 4070 and an i7. So
Nice. That's not bad.
you know it's gonna be pretty performant. So charts, you can pull up your charts.
Oh, so it actually picks what you already. That's nice.
Yeah, it already knows like departure arrival, so you can.
And you actually go to others. Oh, Harsh, the reason the runways aren't appearing
Why?
is because that's a button. I remember now. That's a toggle button.
So so it's gonna show the departure arrival. So you know how you selected runway 26 left? Okay, I panned out of that.
You can center the map.
Click and center, yeah.
Yeah.
It takes a second. Yeah, there you go. Center chart. So we can even go dark mode on the chart. So you can click dim, and you'll get dark mode on it. Let me make this full screen for a sec. So if I go right and data, so it's very fancy.
And you got the moving thing.
Yeah, it shows your aircraft position on the charts, and it shows the selected departure runway. So 26 left. I keep moving out of there. God damn it.
Because he never knows where he's at.
Okay, see this guy. We're in Atlanta, I know exactly where I'm at.
So 26 left, arrow pointing in the direction you want to depart from. Arrival charts, it would do the same thing. What we can do is we can also go into the map, and you can zoom in all the way, and give it a second. It's going to load in the onboard airport navigation system, so it's going to take like
whatever it's called.
the real plane takes a couple seconds. So give it a sec. It's gonna load in. There you go.
Oh,
So this is 220. It's a 220 feet. It's not a Navigraph chart. So this is rendered for the 220 how it looks like in the real aircraft. So, you know, pretty comprehensive. Has the terminal labels, concourse, gate numbers, hotspots. So you can use plan and pan around. Oops, one sec.
You have the menu open.
Yeah, I know.
No, panning is. Oh, fine.
No, panning is kind of broken on the right side. Like the left side is fine. So if I go to the left side, it's
Try it on the left side.
yeah, left side
I'll
works.
write that down.
So we're actively noting down bugs that we see at Expo. So
Yeah, both of you assume we're not farming you guys for bug reports.
so the plane runs at a fixed FPS, not a fixed FPS. The map runs at a fixed FPS, but the plane has its own FPS dependent on the sim's performance. So, what is it's a pre-rendered image essentially for the airport layout.
It draws the map and then keeps that sort of in memory, and then the labels are drawn in every frame because they need to be rotated for current
depending on the position of the aircraft.
Yeah. They stay upright.
So if I go into plan, see, I can pan around on this side.
Okay.
So you can see how it's a little laggy. That's how it is on the real plane. But you know, the actual plane itself is not going to run at the same FPS. So all the labels, I think it's more detailed technically than the 350.
Yeah. I mean,
like comparing real aircraft, it has more labels.
I think it's the same data.
They don't have the same. They don't have labels for like the terminal and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. So
in the hotspot.
hotspots.
De-icing pads.
Yeah, and if you have like waterways going through the airport, it'll show you where they are as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty comprehensive. So if I zoom out, you can also use the same plan mode on many aircraft. You can center it on the aircraft, go to the next waypoint.
Yeah, except it's not really.
No, it works.
It takes you to.
So, you know, you can cycle through it. And even if you go to the arrival airport, go back to runway 16 right, I can probably zoom in and see what the airport map for that looks like all the way from here. So that's loading in. You give it like 10 seconds and then...
I wonder if there's a loading indicator actually.
Could be, yeah. Then the elevation's way different. It's like, it was like 1,000 feet, 4,000,
Yeah,
there you go.
Salt Lake City's way high up.
And now, you know, I can pan around Salt Lake City in advance, kind of.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can do this in the air too, right?
Yeah,
Just flying around?
anywhere. And you have the hotspots.
Nice.
Showing
Is
here.
our airport's a hotspot?
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I think it's construction.
Yeah.
That's a new terminal. Nice.
Anyways, so back to map. So this is the CTP. This is where you tune your radios for the A220.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty like there's no controls for this on the pedestal, for example, like other planes. So right on the glare shield on the fly, select your frequency.
Jefferson is rolling.
Press that to transfer it over. You can adjust your TCAS settings on the fly from the CTP as well. So TA only, and then you know it's gonna reflect on the ND accordingly. What I can do is I can open the CNS page, which is Communication and Navigation Systems. And now what I can do is it's an extension of the CTP essentially, right? So what I can do is I can set in a preset in advance. I can go into like, let's say it's a very busy VATSIM session, for example, right? And like there's a lot of frequencies being thrown around. I can go into this. I'm like, okay, I'm taking off at KATL. I don't need to even contact tower to know what the frequency is. Everything's right there. All the different Atlanta approaches, tower, ramp control, ATIS, everything's preloaded per aircraft. You don't need Navigraph for this. This is standard with the aircraft. You can go to arrival in advance and see their frequencies.
Yeah. Okay, that's dope.
And if you have a common route that you like to fly, what you can do is you can go back in there, user frequency. Like Swiss was here, he made a custom frequency. Yeah, so you can edit. Like click on this, edit, type in your frequency, and then you know I can do like I want it to be like 131.544, and that's custom frequency there.
Sick.
So it's pretty cool.
Damn. Okay.
CPDLC is not implemented yet. We're going to work for a new standard apart from Poppy. So DLK. We do have an AOC menu here, but it's dependent on how much we're going to integrate this into the actual FMS itself for the sim brief uplink and stuff. So this is nothing works here yet. So that's that. I can go back into the FMS. So let's say you're flying to Atlanta, and there's a diversion, and you want to see frequencies for a different airport.
Okay.
You can go to DBase. You can go to search. Let's say I want to go to Toronto instead. I could do YYZ, and that's going to give me details about that airport. Gives me all the runways available, distances for each, frequencies for the different frequencies for the navigation. Any transition waypoints going up to it and their positions. So you can actually, I don't know if it actually copies it onto, I'm still in keyboard entry mode. If I press this, yeah, so it loads in the coordinate here. I can define a pilot waypoint. I can place it into, oh, not that one. Oops. If I try again. I don't know why that input's not working, but you can define a pilot waypoint by, if you want to have a custom waypoint going into an arrival, you can name a waypoint, and it will draw on the map every time you approach near it. So right now we have nothing, so there's nothing to delete. But yeah, another thing on the map is, let's say you're flying, right? Like let's say I don't quite like how we're flying, like here, there, we go there, and then we go back up. So what I can do directly is, oops, that's a lot of data.
This is the cool, you got all that.
So I can go back into plan mode, so let me make the map bigger. There we go. Let's say I want to go on departure, I want to go from Zealand to Gary right away. So you see this turn indicator, that's basically telling the LNAV what to do.
Okay.
So I can just click directly on the map. I can click on Gary.